What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be checking out a title that's been on my back burner for a long time, Ghostlore. This is a game out of Indonesia, as I understand it, and it's an action RPG in the style of Diablo. And I played this one back when it first came out on Steam, and I did like it, and I did like a lot of the systems that they had in place, but I didn't feel like it was quite ready for a video on the channel yet. I always try to appraise games when they land on my desk, and even if I think they're good, I try to arrange coverage based on when the game is going to be showing its best face off. And with Ghostlore, I think we're about there. The game is chugging along. It has had a ton of updates. The developers are super responsive, and it might be a game to keep an eye on if you're into things like smaller action RPGs like Chronicon, or smaller things like Sloremancer, or whatever. If you're not into the big budget AAA Path of Exile type games, and you prefer the smaller action RPGs by smaller teams, might be worth looking into. We're going to dive on into Ghostlore for about 30 minutes today and see if it strikes my fancy, see if it strikes your fancy. I have not played this game since its initial release on Steam, and so I don't remember too much other than I liked it, but I felt like I couldn't do a video just yet. So this might as well be first impressions on my part. And hopefully we find something to like here. We're going to make a new character and do our thing. The game's available in early access down below in the description if you wanted to check it on out. And then, of course, you will find a link down there to my Discord, which is the central community hub where you can get a hold of me at any time, or you can join my streams, or you can assuage my loneliness. Let's start a new game. So I'm already set up here. Your character and your armor doesn't really change based on, like, what. So some of the stuff does, from what I remember. So, like, hats and, like, capes and, like, scarves and, like, weapons show up on your character. But other than that, everybody's kind of like a Cloud Strife-looking guy, unless they've changed that since the first patch. There are a number of classes that we can pick from. We've got an Adept over here. The Adept, so there's not really, is there a description for these guys? There we go. Mystical warriors who hone their mind as well as their body. So he's a warrior. He's a fighter. Okay. We've got the Exorcist. The Exorcist can sense the spirit world and cast out evil spirits. So it looks like they use talismans and exorcise demons. Oh, and they've got a guardian spirit. And apparently they can place mandalas all over the place. We've got a Geomancer. Pretty simple. That's an earth mage, like an earthbender. Looks like they have the power of fire, ice, lightning, and geomancy. So I'm guessing these guys are actually... Geomancer, I was expecting him to have more like craggy protrusions and sort of stone spikes that come up out of the ground, or like chasms that he can summon that make lava erupt out of them. But it seems like he's actually more of just a generic elementalist here from what I'm seeing. So anyways, we've got the Hashishin, which is an assassin, so basically your rogue class. We've got the Feral over here. It looks like the Feral has you can turn into a tiger. So this is basically like the Druid class. You turn into a were-tiger, like that one, you remember that one level of Altered Beast where you turn into tigers? Yeah, it was my favorite level when I was a kid. And then we've got the Sentinel over here who throws a chakram. Looks like radiant spears of light, so that's pretty cool. So what does the Sentinel do? Keepers of the forest with the ability to communicate with animals. I can summon leopards. There you go. But can I heal the leopards? Do I have all the power of Jesus? We've got summon crows over here. All right, I was sort of thinking Geomancer, but I think I'm gonna have to go with the Druidy character. Like, I like the idea of summoning birds and just being like, ha, you dare to attack me? Attack my avian friends! And like thousands of birds just Hitchcock out of the sky and annihilate the enemy. Alright, let's create this character. For many years, the master ghost hunter has defended the island of Seaport from the Mogwai. Hostile creatures from the spirit. Mogwai? I don't know how I say that. Mogwai, I think sounds, but then again, maybe I'm saying Mogwai because of like, isn't that the name of the thing in Gremlins? Anyways, however, a hunt has gone awry, and now the master finds himself captured by the very forces of evil he swore to destroy. His fate now rests upon you, trustworthy apprentice. Go forth and rescue your master from the vile clutches of the Mogwai. Okay, so it looks like we left click to move around. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. We hold down shift just to like fire an attack. What does our right click do? Oh, our right click is like a battle dodge. Okay, feels pretty smooth. Feels all right to me. And to adjust some audio levels. For whatever reason, my game was super quiet. Sorry about that. Normally I try to be a little bit more professional about stuff like that and not make unnecessary Edits. What is that? Why is this flashing at me? Oh, it's my powers. Okay. Do I just, like, get those by default? Oh, yeah, I do, huh? Okay. So I want my radiant spears somewhere. So I guess we gotta slide things over to the right here if we want to equip them, and then we choose what hot slot they go in. It looks like we can only have one thing equipped. Oh yeah, that was rad. I want to do that forever. The cooldown's a little bit... Oh, I can... Oh my god, I can spam it. Okay. Let's do it. First enemy's down. Collision right there seems pretty good on the attacks. Oh my god, they're chewing on my face. Okay, would you guys like to taste the fury of my lightning-y balls? They're my balls of light, okay? These balls have been consecrated. Internalize that and feel fear. It looks like the projectile does indeed have a presence in the game world too, because you can fire and miss. Yeah, I was already doing the shift clickies. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Wipe them out. That actually looks and feels pretty good. What's that right there? We got a spear and we pick something else up. I'll do like a little look at all of my random stuff that I've looted in just a minute. I like the health bars. They're very clear. They're very crisp. MP and XP looks pretty good as well. In fact, they might be a little over crisp in all honesty. The game appears to be using some kind of de-resed, almost like pixel filter, I guess, from what I'm looking at here. Like, it's pixelated. I don't know if it's using pre-renders or not. It's kind of hard to tell, but with comparison to the UI is very crisp, so I'm glad to see that they didn't try to force that pixel filter whatever thing into the greater aesthetic of... Oh my god, I'm on fire. Put me out. Put me out. Stop, drop, and roll. I was unaware of the fact that I could catch on fire. There, you know, these lightning spears are pretty bomb, dude. This is like one of those spells that I would expect to get at like level 30 or something, not at level 1. Here, you want some of those? Take those right there, straight to the face, fool. Tello. Okay. I feel like I'm probably going to need a few more charges of my Q ability before I can go much further. Have we leveled up yet? I don't know if we've leveled up yet. AoE, please. I've gotten myself into a situation, and the only way out of it is gratuitous explosions. Cool. Well, enemy selection feels okay. It's a little bit stickier, so I would compare it more with Diablo 2 than something like Path of Exile, or... It definitely feels like it's modeled after an older action RPG, so there's a little bit of stickiness to the movement and the targeting, but don't take that stickiness as me saying it's bad. It's on par with something like the Diablo 2 remake or something like Grim Dawn, so like it's fine. But if you prefer things that are a little bit smoother and zoomier like Path of Exile, maybe not. I don't know. The orange bunyan gave me their powers. I don't want to be touching no bunions, man. That's not a hobby that I get up to. I do like how detailed the mini-map is. That looks very nice. It's actually quite easy from the mini-map to determine where there are obstructions or anything else that might block the player's advancement. So that's good. Let's have a look at this loot that we've picked up so far. So it looks like we've got Utala, we've got Tello, it looks like we've got, okay, MP per second, and I'm guessing that those just slot in right there. Yeah, it looks like they do indeed. Does anything happen when I match them up or make them into, like, geographic shapes or anything else like that? No? Okay, so there's nothing really stopping me from throwing everything in there for right now, but this looks like the principal way that we're going to be customizing our character, is that we're going to pick abilities, and then it looks like the abilities are largely going to be modified by these glyphs that we're picking up. And as we level up, we get a larger grid area. And if I remember correctly from the first alpha that I played of this game, there are certain ones that are like binding glyphs. So if I remember right, there's like colored glyphs or something like that. You put them in and they cordon off like an area, and you can't use that area, and so it becomes kind of like a game of Tetris, trying to get as many bonuses out as you possibly can. But I can't recall, but I seem to remember that being a thing when I played the game the first time around. Oh, treasures, nice. Sona and a spear. I'm guessing that we can either choose between using spears or using a bow, is my guess. Yeah, and that's got a slot on it right there, so we've got a chance to interrupt, and it gives us some avoidance. If nothing else, it hits... Oh, that's kind of a fun little animation. I sort of dig that, actually. Okay. kind of like it. It'd be cool if there was like differentiated strokes though in each swing, instead of it just kind of like pushing forward like chug chug chug. Like if there was like 3 separate attacks right there, like, you know, they could even, so you have that low stab right there, and then like an overhead stab, and then like a wide swing as the third one. So you're like bump 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 bump, you know. I feel like that might look a tiny bit better, but still, that's a satisfying little animation right there. And if you look at where it impacts with the enemy, it's actually like the tip, so that's kind of cool. If we're going to be up in melee like this, though, I think we're going to need some pretty serious HP increasers. Like, we're going to have to increase our tank pretty aggressively if we want to. I mean, we lost a good chunk of health right there just from like 3 or 4 mobs. So I'm guessing, what do we have? Oh, we get more powers. Nice. Okay, I have the powers to have all the powers. I definitely want some birds. We're going to get some birds. Okay. And then I think some tigres might not be a bad idea either. Now, if you take a look at these, over on the right, they've got combos. So if any of the skills listed there are to the left or to the right of this ability, it becomes a combo. So if you have Ice Trap next to our Radiant Spears, it evolves into an ability called Icicle Spear. But if we have Poison Vial next to it, it becomes Poison Knives. It's a very interesting idea. I kind of dig that. Ooh, if I put Mandala next to this, it becomes Doves. I mean, I guess we can check out the Dove ability. Why not? So that's Summon Crows, and then place either skill to the left or right to create a combo. Well, there's our bird right there. It doesn't look like it. Oh my god, I can have so many of them. I don't know if they despawn quickly or not. No, they look semi-happy to me. I mean, they're just out here doing bird stuff. Just birding it up. Okay. Like, what's the limit on the amount of, like, animals that I can have running around? Oh, dude, my tigers are down here fighting vampires and stuff, or, like, zombies. Hell yeah. I'll take that. What is that right there? Talismans. Okay, and another spear and a parang. Gotcha. I don't know. It looked like a sword. I don't know what a parang is, but it looked like a sword to me. It doesn't look like my summons are affected by fire, which is good. That's actually forward thinking on the part of the developer. That's good, because I could see that the dog brain AI, or the cat brain in this case, of the AI, going into the... Oh, no, he caught on fire right there. Never mind. Oh, he lit me on fire, too! Okay, so apparently he wasn't having enough fun burning to death. He had to kind of turn that into a misery loves company type situation. Now I'm on fire too. I am deeply upset. I am offended right now. Let's keep wiping. Ooh, I see something shiny right there. Go ahead and pick that up and kind of see what modifiers are on it. What'd you give me? A Smashing Spear of Fortune. Do I have a comparison key? There we go. Oh, our other spear is level 3, so this deals less damage. We get 14% increased damage. I don't know if that's applied already on the tooltip. I'm going to guess that it is from the discrepancy in damage between the other one. 9% for an extra 3 seems about right for a 48 top end. It gives you 2 armor break. It increases the amount of coins and XP that you get. And it's got 2 slots. All right, fair. We have wheat. Why would we have wheat? It's an ingredient. Oh, there's some kind of crafting in the game. Interesting. Can I put those on hotkeys down here too? I can. Okay, so I'll probably put that on my E key just so I can heal quickly, or maybe on my Q key, possibly. Yeah, give me a few more. I can only have 2 tigers out at a time. Gotcha. What does my chakram do? So it's probably just like a penetrative ability. Gotta find like a big grip of enemies that are kind of like the zombies that are in one spot that I can try this out on. Yeah, it looks like it's basically just kind of like a bone spear type ability. Okay. Got another spear right there. I'm gonna try to spend less time sifting through, you know, I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile, but it looks like I can have 4 birds and 2 tigers out at a time. Does it say that anywhere on the... Yeah, it does. Okay, so 2 and 4. Oh, God! I'm in pain. What just happened to me? Oh, he just fired like a death ray at me, dude. What a jerk. How dare you? Okay, give me my... Where's my mandala at? Ow! Okay. I would like to mandala this guy. Did I win? I couldn't really see because he was behind some other stuff. Who are you? Master Ghost Hunter. Thank you. I'm fortunate to have you as an apprentice. It seems like age has caught up with me. Take this homing compass. I've exhausted myself in battle and no longer have the energy to use its magic. Use the homing compass to bring us back home. Okay, so it's a town portal. Gotcha. I want my coins, though. Like, the coin pickup in this game is incredibly satisfying, and I'm willing to be lit on fire in order to interact with it. Yeah, there we go. So it's a compound glyph. So compound glyphs grant additional bonuses for every simple glyph in the area of effect. And in fact, it matches up by name. So let's say, let's pull these bad boys right here, right? And let's say that we put this guy in right there. For every Utala, we get more coins. For every Sona, we get more XP. For Selly and Tello, we get HP and MP. For Pakala, we get 10 armor break. And for Kazi, we get skill charges. I want Kala. I want the Kala. Where's Kala at? Ooh, minion HP. I'll take that. And so I get more XP from that. More skill damage. Does that count for my pets? I don't know, but we're getting a lot more XP right now. Pakala gives us accuracy, but I feel like accuracy's been okay. What does Utala give us? More coins found. Gotcha. I'll take the bonus to MP and the MP regeneration right there. And then these guys we can just slot in till later. I don't even care what they do for right now because we've got empty space to play around with. We've got a new spear, but it's level 1, so that's no good for us. We don't want to run that. Sorry if I sound a little weird in today's video or some of the videos this week. I'm recording most of them on Monday, but I seem to have picked up some kind of throat bug at some point over the weekend. So it's made my voice, at least to me, sound a little bit off. I don't know. Let's see, a gem pouch made from the skin of the Bobby something. This enchanted pouch picks up and stores gems. Okay, that'd be nice. A self-help book. It resets your classes. Okay. So it looks like they've already got like the respecs and stuff in there. Looks like we've got vendors kind of hanging around. Looks like there is a guy who will level up your items or socket them for you. It looks like that's just generic general purpose storage. I'll probably actually sell most of the stuff I have on me to this lady right here. One thing we are running into is when I go into the inventory, it doesn't look like there's a sort button. I think that's like basic quality of life for an action RPG. I'd like to see a sort button in here that sorts everything out by their item type and then by name, basically, very quickly. This looks like, oh, so we can take a glyph, and it looks like we can reshape it. Okay, so we can change the space randomly that it takes up on the grid, or we can change the base glyph itself while keeping the same shape. Seems like there's a lot of customizability here that you can play around with. We can also make an ice cream sandwich. It looks like we can make... I like how they used real-life pictures. These remind me of the pictures that are, like, photocopied up. Like, I'm Hawaiian, so I eat a lot of Hawaiian food. And at Hawaiian restaurants, there's always, like, these horribly Xeroxed pictures of all the food that, like, they aren't white balanced properly. Like, it's like a super... it's kind of like a super home type deal, like home done type deal. And they have them hanging up on the wall as a menu instead of, like, a normal menu. Anyways, once again, thank you for saving me. All right, so we have a job from what I can tell. I don't know. I'm trying not to do storyline right now so you guys get more gameplay. It looks like we have to hop on one of these little boats, and we've got to head off to some other area because, like, farmers are under attack or something. I'm sort of interested about this world that we live in because there's skyscrapers, and it looks like the modern world. However, there's, like, ghosts and demons invading it. That's kind of cool. It's got, like, a little bit of a secret world vibe to it, I guess. All right, let's have a look at what we can do here. I'm going to summon up another tiger. I'm going to get a couple of my birds up and going real quick because we do have damage and HP bonuses on these guys. I may fiddle around with my abilities. Oh, never mind. My radiant spears are over here. Good. I don't see myself using that too often. See, now I'm kind of... there's more customization. Oh, no. Well, oh, yes. Anyways, these are skill modifiers right here, and it looks like we're going to take second classes and third classes, kind of Titan Quest style, as we get further on into the game, which is going to make us a hybrid, which I very much like. But from each class, you get various modifiers that increase your HP or your minions' HP or, you know, your knockback, your crit. And you slot them into the areas highlighted by your abilities to modify them and make them better. This is crunchy, but I like it. I dig that. It's crunchy, but I like it. My thing is, like, I don't know how to get this to evolve. So it says very specifically that if I put mandala to the left or the right of this, it becomes doves. But I can't quite seem to get the combo to work. Well, I looked around to see if maybe there's like a thing I need to do in order to get these to light off, because there's crows and there's mandala to the right of it, but it doesn't seem to be evolving. So I gotta figure out how to do that, I think. And you kind of want these to be spaced out too. Based on where you place these, they're gonna get like, so whatever your major ability is, you want most of its track to be uncovered, and whatever your minor like support abilities are, you want them to not, that doesn't really, you want them to kind of, you kind of want them to be squirreled away in a corner. You and your companions live for each other, increasing your regeneration and absorb. Yeah, I want that. Put that on my tigers. There we go. My tigers are now more absorbent. It's important to have hugely absorbent tigers. People won't tell you that in life, but that's one of the secrets to success. If you're ever wondering what billionaires did differently than the rest of us, they selected more absorbent tigers. All right, where the bad guys at? Also, what am I doing here? Putting down roots, hunt a rafflesia. Okay, fair enough. I will. Ooh, I can loot people's gardens. I feel like that kind of makes me a bad person, but I'm still gonna do it. Ooh, free chilies? And a generic pepper over there. All right, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. Let's get moving through this. Oh, okay. So that's like a safe area, and it's marked with that big glyph right there to keep all the demons out. Oh, yeah. Get wrecked, little goblin nerds. Get took out. I'll probably just, like, blow up who I can here. Oh, he's a lightning vampire goblin? Okay. Ooh, we got another one of those combo glyphs. Very nice. What else we got going on? We got like a little Jiangxi over here. Okay, okay. This makes me curious. It makes me want to look up what these actual creatures are in like Indonesian lore and find out. Makes me want to start, you know, hitting up the googly wooglies a little bit. Let's get another tiger out. Let me get some birds flying around. There we go. There's a lot of, like, mayhem and stuff happening right now. Oh, my. Ow, ow, ow. Okay, stop that. There we go. We'll just give them a couple more of those right there. What I'd prefer to do with that glyph that I have is to increase my skill charges so that I can spam them more. I was a little bit concerned when I saw that the game was kind of, like, focused on having limited charges and cooldowns on abilities, because one thing I like very much about Diablo and one thing I like very much about Path of Exile is just kind of spamming Earth Slam type abilities and not having any cooldown. Like if I see a game has long cooldowns and it's an action RPG, that's an action RPG I usually won't play, but it seems like you have to build for that endless spamming basically by making sure you optimize your skill charges. And I don't mind that. I see that as actually kind of a reasonable middle ground because that makes the smart decision of turning a mechanical choice into a player build choice, effectively. So you're taking something that in a vacuum would be kind of annoying and had to be played around, and by making it itemizable and customizable, you've now made it from something to be played around to something to be played with. And I dig that. Oh, we got another skill slot right there, okay. I'm just picking up loot at this point, dude. My pets are doing all the work for me. This is the best build ever. This is like the lazy boy build. I love these types of builds in action RPGs, where I just kind of run around and my pets do everything for me. My physical damage is nothing to write home about. I should probably work on that a little bit so that I'm contributing to the team effort here, but what do we have? So we have Nasine. It looks like compound. How big is this? Okay, so that's... Oh, that actually kind of fits. Fair. So we get a cooldown reduction on hit chance. We find more items. We get more accuracy. It looks like with Utala in there, we can get a bunch more attack speed, which is sick. How many Utalas do I have? So if I have Utalas, put these all in here. How many Utalas do I have? I'm a big fan of zooming in games like this. What does Pakala do in there? Gives us a chance to interrupt. Hey, it gives us attack speed on the Pakala, so that's fine. We've got Sona, skill damage. Oh, we got another Pakala right there. Put it in. I want to attack quickly. What does that do? More avoidance? Avoidance might be a good idea. Not getting smacked in the face sounds pretty fun. I'll do that. I think we attack faster, but it's kind of hard to say. We should be 30 to 40% faster. Like, visually, I can't tell if we're attacking faster just yet. Chicken, give me thy egg. Bring forth thy eggy. Perfect. I think it's definitely faster. I think it's noticeably faster. And I'll take it. I like how you kind of have to, like, scavenge and loot things, too. It's so odd seeing patio furniture in an action RPG about killing demons. It's a very interesting visual it's a very interesting visual matchup that I think actually makes the game stand out a little bit more. There's not very many action RPGs that take place in the modern world. Like I said, I think that's what made Secret World an interesting MMO when that first came out, too, is that it was an MMO that took place in the real world, but with characters that were aware of things happening on the other side of the veil and supernatural stuff being real. This game seems kind of similar atmospherically. More eggies. Man, these chickens, these are productive chickens right here. We're getting all... Oh, more okay. Yah! All 5 of my charges. Straight to your dome, like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's see, we got that. Oh, we got a elite over here. I like that little bracket that it puts around the elite's names. It's very identifiable, like you know when you're fighting something special. Yeah, forget your storage mediums. You don't get to have those anymore. I deprive you. I'm the hero of the story, which means I'm allowed to break all the things. So these are all cooking materials, I'm guessing, for those buffs that you put on yourself in town by crafting ice cream sandwiches and stuff. I love ice cream sandwiches, and they look like Neapolitan ones, too. I like ice cream sandwiches, and I love Neapolitan. So, like, that's a swing and a win for me. Oh, boy. Yeah, things are happening over here, ain't they? Get a few more of those flying around. Pets are holding together. Are more of them spawning over here? These piggies? It's kind of hard to say. No, they're not respawning. I think there's just a lot of them, but enemy density and packs seem okay right now. It's the early game. Like, once you have a fully developed build, I tend to be the kind of action RPG player that enjoys enemies that literally take up the entire screen, and I'm blowing up dozens of them with every single cast, and the screen is so messy that you can't even tell what's happening anymore. If you ever wondered who it is that likes that kind of gameplay, yo, it me. So for the early game, the mob density feels good. I don't know what it's going to look like later on, but hopefully it ramps up, because I like it when we get to true chaos levels of enemies flying around. We haven't really picked up any... Oh, we got a scarf. That's pretty cool. We haven't found a hat, though, yet. Oh, I got a green scarf right there. It turned my scarf green. Nice. At least we've got, like, some amount of character customization right there. I mean, I'd still like to see the armor change a little bit for, like, you know, leveling up. Like, each class kind of has its own armor that it has at the beginning of the game. And then, to simplify the graphical stylings, all you would really need to do, he said, not being engaged with the game development process at all. But anyways, one thing I liked that I thought was a really good middle ground for games that use sprites, things that are difficult to layer armor on top of. One thing I really liked is Gauntlet Legends. So every class had their own distinct look, and like every 10 levels, their equipment just looked a little bit cooler. Like they got like a new shoulder pad added, or they got like a spiky knee pad added on at level 20, and then their armor had like some straps added to it at level 30. And so you could instantly visually tell the difference between like a level 10 warrior and a level 80 warrior pretty rapidly. And I know that's kind of like an old reference, but I haven't seen a lot of games do that as kind of like a... I guess a compromise between gear showing on your character and not showing on your character is almost like a middle ground. Tying the gear progression look to the character's level, and then you would still have the shield on your back, and you would still have the scarf on and whatnot to give it a little bit of personality. wipe them out real fast, man. We got some serious puerco problems out here, dude. Puercos. Let's see. We've got a scarf. We've got a pacala. I'll take that. I'm gonna fire some random blasts in, and then we'll just finish them off with the stabbies. I'm hunting something called a rafflesia out here. I don't know what a rafflesia is. Sounds like some kind of flower. It's like I gotta pick up some rafflesias for the backyard gardening bed. Nice. Almost out of birds, so I'm gonna need a couple more of those. It doesn't look like our auto attack is actually like a mana generator. I know that's kind of like the standard for games nowadays, that your left click is a generator, your right click is usually like a light spender, and then your other abilities tend to have cooldowns and whatnot. I might need to go back to town for a minute. Oh, we've got more slots. Very nice. Put birds over there. Put that right there. Wonder when I get more of those. Probably just off level ups, right? For every 4 skill modifiers used, you may use a class bonus. Oh, I can use those right now? I thought they didn't look like they were lit up like these ones down here were. Okay, so with that, can I get more charges? Ooh, I can get more projectiles. That's kind of fun. 20% more damage, more skill cost. Minion HP, knockback. Trigger on minion attack. Oh. That's kind of interesting. I want to see what that does. That's an interesting thought. Harmony Kukris of Hungering. Those are level 5. They're better than what I have. Throw them on. A Parang of Reaping. A Slaying Amulet of Immunity. Probably better than what we have rocking right now. And a few more slots for fun things, too. Increase your attack speed by 4%. I can do that. More attack speed always sounds dope to me. Wonder if you're going to be able to combine these and whatnot, too, into higher grades later on with, like, the crafting. Oh, my God. Okay, I've found my spirit weapon. I think we're solid here. I think I'm a kukri user from now on. I think what I like in life is the big curvy knife. I like the that's not a knife. Like I like the that's not a knife knives. Oh yeah, bro. Dude, my pets are triggering my projectile abilities. That's the coolest thing ever. I love it. Okay. I mean, it's like a little bit uncontrollable, but it has sort of like a inherent mayhem to it that I sort of dig. It's got a little bit of chaos to it that I'm kind of a fan of. I was a little bit worried about some of those coin prices, but with the amount of coins that are dropping off all the enemies here, I don't think it's going to be a problem. Is that mana right there? Okay, I need some more mana. I'm like broke as a joke when it comes to mana expenditures right now. So what I see from this build so far is potential angles that we can play. Is that because we're triggering attacks off of our pet's attacks, we're going to want to get some kind... So if we can get some kind of modifier, we get fast attack speed, we get some kind of modifier that restores our MP and also restores our skill charges on hit from like our generator. And dude, I could see this being like mayhem. I don't know if those things exist, but if they do... Something that makes our charges regenerate on hit and makes also our mana regenerate on hit combined into this idea might be pretty nasty, my dudes. Might be some pretty gross stuff. But yeah, this one gets my seal of approval so far. We've only played for about 35 minutes, but I've been an action RPG player since I was like 13 years old and I got Diablo. I've played pretty much every single one. Path of Exile, Titan Quest, Grim Dawn, Diablo 1, 2, 3. I've played Chronicon. I mean, you name an action RPG, and I've probably fiddled around with it a little bit. And so I feel like I have a pretty good understanding of what makes an action RPG pop, and I like what I'm seeing here from this early access. This early access has interesting attributes about it when it comes to its customizability. its class crossing design, its ability customization. I'm actually kind of excited to see what they do with this game. The only thing that I'm a little bit worried about is enemy variety, I think, so far, and quality of life. Those are the two things that I've noticed so far, as little things like sort buttons. I would like to be able to get, like, maybe it exists, but for stuff like glyphs and for stuff like gems, we already saw a gem bag, so I'm guessing this already exists, but I'm just going to throw it out there. Basically little tabs like you have in Path of Exile when you buy them, except in this game, you would just get them because paying money for basic UI implements is lame. Basic quality of life. But anyways, a glyph pouch that holds basically infinite stacking glyphs. A gem pouch. We already saw that, though, so we already know that that exists. So I'm guessing a glyph pouch probably exists. But just in case it doesn't, I'll throw that out there. But I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say that it probably exists as of right now, given the fact that we saw the gem bag. I want to look at this hat, but I can't pick it up until I have an emptier inventory. The other thing we want to look for here is we want to look for loot filters. That's going to be another area of basic, there it is, loot filter. So it looks like the game has very, very simple loot filters right now, but I do think this is going to have to be expanded upon for the developers' purposes. Great games to look at when it comes to really solid loot filters. Path of Exile has great loot filters through Filter Blade or whatever, although that might be a little complex because that's run by a third party that Path of Exile, I think, doesn't even worry about anymore. But also, Last Epoch has very, very good filters just built into its options that are highly customizable down to like individual stats and affixes and things. I think that that tends to be a very basic UI implement as well that I expect from action RPGs that I play. The ability to import filters and export filters as well via text files would be a great thing to add right there. This is more of a like once your game is released and has a concrete end game as part of its thing going on. To worry about, but still a thing that I do expect to see from an action RPG. But still, very, very strong showing here. This is good. This is really good, in my opinion. I don't have too many complaints. This seems to be a highly customizable romp through a world that you haven't seen before. An interesting perspective in action RPGs on top of a lot of interesting ideas. And I am interested. Keep it up, developers. Good job. I will see you all later. Thank you for stopping on in. My name is Splattercat. I sift through a pile of indie games every single day to find what's worthwhile so that you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, we're taking a look at Ghostlore, a very promising action RPG that I've had on the back burner for a while, just due to the fact that I wanted it to, you know, get a few more bumps and hooks and knobs on it, like a few more things added on in. But I figured it was time from some of the update notes that I was looking at this weekend, trying to decide what I was going to cover during the course of the week. Hopefully you guys liked it. I will see you all later. Thank you for sharing your time with me, and that's about all I've got. Bye, folks. Take care.